Hi, welcome to Java NetBeans Object-Oriented Sales Management System. So let me show you guys how it works. Supposing you want about 5 of those and 5 of these, maybe 3 of these, and in here, let's say you want Chardonnay, you want about 7, 8 of those, and maybe 5 here. And what about ice cream? Just one. Make sure you can 3 of these. All you need to do is click on total, and there we go. The cost of fruit is right here, the cost of wine is right here, and the cost of ice cream is right there. So what's the total is right here. So what I'm going to do now is take you guys straight into Java NetBeans development environment, and we'll put one of these together. So let's do that now, guys. Hi and welcome to Java NetBeans tutorial of sales management system using object-oriented technique. I'm going to start by clicking on new project, and in there make sure you select the folder Java, select the project Java application, click on next and enter your following names there. So the name of my project is sales management system. I will now uncheck the create main class and go to finish. Now my project is ready right here. That's it. Right click on it and let's select new Java file or JFrame, and in there I'm going to give my project name sales management system, and the project package name will be called sales management systems. There. Right now let's click on finish. Now that my form is ready or my frame is ready, right click on the frame and let's select set layout and select absolute layout right there. Now let's select the properties, and the properties, let's make sure generate center is checked. And the other thing that we want is we now want to enter the size of our application, so let's make that 1450 by, let's make that 800. Now that is ready, so the form size is ready. So the next thing I would like to do now is I'm going to go straight to the palette there. Let's select plain and paste it right there. That's the plane right there. Then in there, let's change the property of plane. Come to the properties. Let's look for border. Make the border style. I'm going to change the border to, let's make that 8, and let's change the color of the border to something a little bit darker right there. That is fine. The next thing I like to do is to change the back color of that very frame. Let's change it to black, something dark. There we go. And now just drag it along there. Now the next thing I like to do is to go straight onto the palette. Let's select label, paste the label there, and in the label I'm going to change the properties of that label to, let's change that to sales management system. Get rid of that and that. And the font color, I'm going to change the font color to that, and the size, let's change the size to about 60. Let's enter 60 bold there, right there. And the next thing I want to do is, you see this frame, let me change that to right click and select set layer and select absolute layer. Right, that is fine. I think this seems a little bit too small for me. Okay, let's add some border to this label. So let's look for the border. Look at the border there, come straight to the border, and I'm going to change line border to maybe 8. Yeah, let's see. Okay, where is the line border? The line border I think is black. Let's change the color of the line border. Let's come in here back into border style and change it to something we can see. Click on OK. There we go, guys. That is the line border set. Alright, now let's extend it that much and maybe get it centered as well. Where it's center horizontal align, let's get that centered and just use that opportunity to change this a little bit more, maybe to about 72. Okay, now drag this down a little bit more. Yeah, alright, that's most like it. The next thing I'd like to do is let me grab another label, paste that here, and this other label, let me add a border to it as well. Make that border the same number, make it 8. Right there, and let's change the border color here. The border color, I'm going to change it to exactly the same color and click on OK. Now let's select the icon for this frame, or for the label. Let's look for icon, select the icon and go straight into my icon folder. I think I have it right here, icons, and right here somewhere I'm going to select one of these. Okay, now I have the right one there, that's fine. Okay, just extend it the way you want and maybe drag it down a little bit. Right, that is fine. We can now copy that, Ctrl C and Ctrl V to paste it and just drag it here. So now I have my icons on both sides. Okay, the next thing I want to do is go back to the palette and let's select plane right there, paste it there. Yeah, and change the border style as well. Let's go for need border. Is selected, yeah, that's the border right there. Make that 8 as well, and I'm going to change the border color to something a bit darker. Yeah, that's fine. Right, I'll now copy that. Need a couple of those there. So let's say that is it. That's how I want it. 1. Let's see if we can have about 4 there. Copy, paste another one. I think that will do. So let's arrange it how I want. Okay, now guys, this is how my interface looks now, but each of these I would like to give them a name. So let's come straight to the border here, and there you see the title. So inside the title, let's go back in there, the title, and just enter the title for these. Maybe I should go for maybe fruits. Let's go in there, fruits, and click on OK. And there. Okay, I don't want that style. I want to change the size to, let's make that 24 bold, and the color is black. That is correct. So let's do that again. Fruits with an S. Now let's go to the border here. The border there. Let's change the border color. Font here is bold 24. Border color. Okay, let's get labels. Grab a label here and a text field, label and text field. So this label text field, let's change the property size to bold 20 or maybe 36. No, that might be too big. Undo that. Let's go back and just change it. Maybe to 18. Yeah, that's fine. Okay, and let's change this to, yeah, that's fine. And this is going to be Apple. Edit, change that to Apple, and let's copy this across. Let's add few fruits in there. Okay, we have about 6. Okay then, 6 we do. Now just change those names around. Okay, this is how my interface looks right now, but there's one more or some other component that need to be added. So I'm going to have to add buttons to it. Let's chop that there and just come right down here and here, then we have a button there. Let's extend it that much. We need maybe about 3 of those. Let's go to the properties of this very button and just change the size. Make that bold, make it 36, and this will be, let's go for total, and just copy that same button, paste it there, and paste another one there. Then the next thing we do now is we just need to start work on the classes. Alright, this one will be known as reset. Right there. Okay, let's create the very first class. So I'm going to come in here and go straight into my sales management system. Right click on that and just select class. So this very class, I'm going to call it sales underscore tax. So that's the very first one. Click on finish. So that's my tax there. So the next thing I'm going to do now is let me enter the public variable for my, or you can call it public data member for my tax. So I'm going to call that sales tax. And the tax rates, let's go for anything more than 9%, 90%. There, that's the tax. Then I will then create a method here to work out how much the end user will have to pay. So let's say C find tax. That's the name of my method, and I'm going to make that double C amount. Right there, and let's enter curly braces there since it's a method. Now inside this method, what I want to do is, let's say double find, that's another variable, find tax equals C amount, subtract that from C amount and multiply that by sale tax. Make sure you enter a semicolon there, and that is it for your tax. So the next thing you need to do is we must make sure we return a value. Let's say return, what we are returning will be find tax, and there, wrong spelling here. There we go, all the errors are gone. Okay, since I'm inside this sales tax, I might as well just create, let me create something to prevent the user from entering characters, so I'm going to call that numbers only. Alright, that is that's just to prevent the user, like I said, from entering any other character apart from numbers. So these lines of code should make that happen. Now let's go into the design view and enter this very object. So I'm going to go in there. Let's create an object in there. So right click and come to events and click on key press. Right in there, create that object. I'll call it numbers equals new set tags, save tags. Then let's say numbers dots numbers only, and there we go, guys. So I'm going to copy that. You can see the event is even right in there. I'm going to copy that now, and let's go into the design view again and repeat the same thing for the next object here, or the next JText field, and just enter that in there and repeat one more. Yeah, for this, move that up. There we go. Paste that in there. So if I run this program now, this is what you guys will see. You see that? So what will happen is, let's get the keyboard out. So if I click on any of these and try to enter a character in there, you see nothing is happening, but let's enter numbers, you see, but characters, no. The same thing applies to this. Okay, so that is the whole idea of that lines of codes. So I'm going to close this. Now let's close this entirely and just populate the whole of this with the same objects that I created, and then continue with the rest of the codes. So let's enter this in there. So I'm going to speed that up now. Okay guys, I've populated the whole text field with the objects and the object's name. Okay, so now since the instance of the class is now in each of the text field, let's try it out. Okay, with the keyboard, try to enter whatever character in there. No, what about here? But we can enter numbers in there, so that is fine. So I'm going to now close that. So that is confirmed. The next thing I want to do now, let's take care of this reset. But to take care of this reset, I will need the names of each of these. I think I have 1, 2, 3. So for these 3 main plane, I'm going to grab their names so that I know which plane I'll be calling. So let's come in here, and the other ones I can just clear them individually. So let's come in, close that, come to the design, right click on it and get the name, the variable name. That's plane 8, and this is what, 9. What about this? That is 3. Oh, that's strange. Okay, let's come in here, right click on that and action perform. I think that will be here somewhere. There we go. You can see that resets. So in there, I'm going to enter the following lines of codes. So now it's asking me to import Java field, okay, J field, and just click on yes. The first one, I think that is plane 3. I have 9 and 8. So you see, I'm actually calling these components right there, panel. Okay, let's get that panel. So the next panel, but believe this is panel number 3. So this is panel number 9 and panel number 8. So back in our code, so let's put a break here or something to differentiate which panel I am dealing with. I'm going to copy this because I'm going to need 2 more of those. Right, the next panel is panel 8. Panel 8, change this to 8. Since we already declared a variable, we don't need that anymore. So since we've already called the object, so clear that there. So this will be 9. So with these few lines of codes, I can just clear all of this text field. But these other text field here, since they are individual, I can just clear them. Let's see this one. What panel is this? 10. And these ones, there's no point entering long lines of codes for them. So let's get the names of this one. This is known as what? Fruits. Copy that, and this will be wine. That's wine, and this is ice cream. So let's go back into there and just say fruits dot set text equals no value. That is because I don't have a lot of text in there. Then the other one is wine dot no value, then followed by JTXT ice cream there. So that is that taken care of. I also have TXT tax there. Let's move this up, and JTXT subtotal, and finally we have JTXT total there. So with these lines of codes here, take a good look at them. From here up to here, we can clear whatever data we have in there. So let's compile and run it. So let's enter data in them now. And as you can see, we have data. We've populated the whole text box on the system. Clear, there we go. Right, they all have. Okay, I've entered 0 in there. Well, I can always take care of that. Just come back in here. These are the zeros, so let's get rid of it and change it to ordinary plain. Yeah, no point of adding 0, so that is fine. So if I run it again and just clear it, so we see there's no more 0. So clear, there we go. So with that, for now, I'm going to call it the end of the first part of this tutorial, and I'll see you guys very soon in the second part.